Terrell, good morning. Pretty scary details in this new alert. Winnetka police say someone posed as a food delivery driver to somehow get into someone's home. Police say it happened Sunday evening around 5:30 in the 700 block of Rosewood Avenue. Investigators say a total of 6 suspects forced their way in and held the victim at gunpoint, demanding specific items from inside the home. The victim was able to get away and called police, but by the time they got there, the suspects had left, possibly in a black Acura RDX SUV with no license plates. Now, according to police, the 6 suspects were wearing masks. Anyone with information is asked to call police, as they are still investigating this incident.
Some crimes don't begin with violence. They begin with something ordinary, a knock at the door, a quiet street in suburban Winnetka where nothing ever seems out of place until one night something did. Because on March 8th, a delivery arrived that no one ordered, and by the time the door closed, it was already too late. It started like any other evening on Rosewood Avenue. No alarms, no warnings, just a driver standing at the front door, holding what looked like a routine delivery. But investigators would later say that moment wasn't random, it was planned, because the second the door opened, the illusion shattered. What followed wasn't a visit, it was an invasion.
We've learned one of those suspects was carrying a brown takeout bag from Outback Steakhouse. By the way, the closest one is about 10 miles away from here. We'll show you the street here. You'll see there is a white gate at the front of this property. On the other side is a long driveway that leads to the house. From what we've been able to see, it's actually the only gated home on this block. It all happened while the sun was still going down just before 5:30 yesterday. Winnetka police say the suspects drove up in a black Acura SUV with no license plates before forcing themselves into this home on Rosewood Avenue, by one of them claiming to be a food delivery driver. Inside, they held someone at gunpoint, demanding specific items from the home. That victim was eventually able to escape and contact police, but by the time officers got here, the suspects had already left the area. Today, Winnetka police released detailed descriptions of the suspects, including one who was carrying a brown Outback Steakhouse takeout bag, wearing white socks and flip-flops, with at least 2 of them wearing purple surgical gloves. Throughout the day, we saw multiple people driving in and out of the front gate, including a locksmith. A neighbor across the street told me he's already handed over footage from his front door Ring camera to police. And Erica, right now it's not clear if this home invasion was targeted. We know the homeowner moved in within just the last year. Winnetka police are asking anyone with any information on those suspects could contact their police department. We'll have that information on our website.
Within seconds, more figures appeared, armed, focused, moving with purpose. They forced their way inside, turning a quiet home into a controlled scene of fear. Authorities say the victim didn't stand a chance, held at gunpoint, trapped inside their own home. Time slowed down. Minutes stretched into something heavier, because this wasn't just a robbery. They weren't looking for jewelry or cash. They were looking for something else, something you can't even hold in your hands. For nearly an hour, the suspects kept control, weapons drawn, voices low but urgent. They demanded access to a safe, to a computer, and then to something far more difficult to trace: cryptocurrency, digital wealth, hidden behind passwords, locked behind screens. And according to federal prosecutors, they weren't guessing. They knew exactly what they came for. But one detail stands out. During the invasion, a call was made, not to escape, for instructions. On the other end, investigators say, was Isaiah Dukes, a name that wouldn't appear inside the home, but may have been guiding everything happening within it, telling them what to take and how to take it. When it was over, they didn't just disappear. Prosecutors say the group regrouped, checked each other, made sure nothing was missing, like this wasn't chaos, but a job.
Investigators say 6 men have been arrested and charged in connection with a violent Winnetka home invasion last month. According to court documents, one of the men posed as a food delivery driver to get someone to open the door when the other suspects, who were armed, forced their way inside. They're accused of demanding access to a safe, computer, and online cryptocurrency accounts while threatening and restraining a person inside the home for an hour. Charges against a 7th suspect are pending.
Now, multiple men face federal charges, including conspiracy to commit robbery and kidnapping. All have pleaded not guilty, and the investigation is still unfolding because sometimes the most dangerous crimes don't kick the door down. They knock first.
Another story developing now. A 7th person is arrested in a violent home invasion in Winnetka.
And one of them turned out to be a Chicago rapper. We're checking back in with Zay, who is live at the Dirksen Federal Courthouse with more on this. Zay?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, those 6 men, all between the ages of 22 and 30, have now been indicted on charges of conspiracy to commit robbery and kidnapping. A 7th man, as you mentioned, was also just arrested yesterday, and prosecutors are saying a criminal complaint is expected to be filed for his alleged role in that home invasion as well. According to this indictment, guys, one of the suspects posed as a food delivery driver to get someone who was inside their home to open up the front door. That is when investigators say the other men, who were armed with loaded guns, forced their way in. The victim was held at gunpoint for about an hour, physically restrained, while the suspects demanded access to a safe, a computer, and even cryptocurrency accounts. Shortly after, authorities say the group took off, then met up with other alleged co-conspirators to split up their shares. Now, as you mentioned, we have learned one of the people charged is Isaiah Dukes, who some people may know as Chicago rapper Lil Zay Osama, who now lives in Los Angeles. Fox Chicago has actually interviewed him, and this was last November, after offering to help out a local mom and her young son after they were brutally attacked by a group of kids in Chicago. So far, all 6 men have pleaded not guilty. They will remain in custody pending trial. The 7th person arrested is also expected to face federal charges pretty soon here. Now, if convicted, the alleged suspects could face decades in prison, including possible life sentences for kidnapping charges. Guys?
Say, I know this is a lot of information, but do we know how police found these suspects?
Well, the interesting thing is, we heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they say that this very much moved pretty quickly here. They were actually able to secure arrest warrants within 12 days of that home invasion. And, I was out in Winnetka last month to cover this home invasion, guys, and I remember hearing directly from local police there that these men were masked. So even after those arrest warrants were obtained, they kind of kept them sealed while they were working to identify everyone. We do know this was definitely not like a one-man job, right? We know multiple agencies were a part of tracking down this group, like the ATF, the FBI, but also, of course, several police departments in the area, including Winnetka, Chicago, Glencoe, Northbrook, and Orland Park.
This isn't the first time that Zay Osama has been in trouble with the law. We're going to examine his past crimes.
What's happening?
I just got a call.
What's happening? What's happening?
Just put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. We're gonna sort it all out. We're gonna sort it all out. What is going on? We're gonna sort it all out. I'm the manager. He's being detained right now. So back up. I'm just.
You get my phone though?
Yeah, you got anything on you?
I'm on live, sir.
Some rise to fame through talent, others through controversy. But what happens when one man mixes both and can't stop crashing out? Lil Zay Osama, a rapper from Chicago's South Side who turned pain into music and then turned that music into a front page rap sheet. His life reads like a cautionary tale. But even the wildest stories need a moment of disbelief, because somehow, despite surviving a childhood in one of America's toughest neighborhoods, despite breaking into the music industry, despite getting chance after chance, Lil Zay Osama just can't stop himself. And now, he might go down as the dumbest rapper alive. Zaya Dukes wasn't supposed to make it. Raised in the Robert Taylor homes, a place where survival wasn't guaranteed, music became his escape. He poured his grief, his trauma, and his pain into raw, emotional tracks. The streets gave him his stories, and he gave the streets his sound. Pain music, he called it. And for a moment, it seemed like he might outrun the life that shaped him. But maybe the streets never left him, because no matter how high he climbed, he kept dragging the weight of his past until it pulled him right back down.
You know, my real name, that's where Lil Zay came from. You know what I'm saying? My real name. And Osama, you know, just being in the streets, like, you know, being who I am out here in these streets, they start calling me Osama. I mean, you know what that stands for.
You get sentenced to juvenile life.
Yeah.
So that means that you're supposed to get out at 21?
I was supposed to get out when I'm 21. I got locked up when I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old. My birthday was June 3rd. I had just turned 15, and I got locked up June 16th. So I got locked up days after my birthday. You feel me? And I was on house arrest too. I was on house arrest. I was on house arrest. That happened, the robbery happened. A couple of days later, I was outside on the block. I got shot. I went to the hospital, and the police came and got me from the hospital for the aggravated discharge of a firearm. So I went straight to jail. So that's why articles on Google like Lil Z Osama did and like that. Cause I had got shot and went straight to jail, so people ain't see me, ain't hear from me. They thought otherwise.
What was the situation about you getting shot?
I was just on the block, you know what I'm saying? Took regular day. I was just on the block, and some dudes came through shooting, and I ended up getting hit on the right side of my chest. 2013, July 19th.
December 7th, New York City, 2023. A A-list jeweler robbed at gunpoint. $1 million worth of chains stolen. The suspects, masked, armed, gone. 4 days later, Lil Z Osama pops up on Instagram wearing a $90,000 chain. The same jeweler's page. Coincidence? Maybe. But when police stop a blue Dodge leaving a Chicago mall, they find more than just stolen jewelry. A loaded machine gun, an extended magazine, a second gun with a 50-round drum. The kicker? The guns had defaced serial numbers, wiped clean, ghost guns. Lil Z Osama and 2 others are arrested on the spot. He's caught red-handed, yet, somehow, this isn't even close to rock bottom.
Okay, go ahead.
What's up, buddy?
You ran in there, man. Fucking vomiting everywhere.
Did it make it far enough?
Oh.
You? With your homeboys in the blue car?
I would not been there.
Yeah, okay.
Alrighty, stand back.
Why are you throwing up?
Why y'all still saying I was in the car?
Why are you throwing up?
We've got an assault in progress at Rosewood Avenue. Criminal trespass in progress at 233 North Michigan. A battery just occurred at 1400 South Jefferson over the time. Got an auto accident with injuries at Michigan and Wacker that's over the time. Commercial alarm at 555.
We got 2 of the guys that were with us.
Disturbance at 630. An auto accident.
I'm gonna go pick them up.
375 North Michigan. These are all pending in the first, right? 10-4. Let's see, we'll start you with the,
Who were the 3 guys you were with? Don't stop acting stupid, alright? Stop acting dumb.
You stop acting stupid. I wasn't with nobody.
Fucking dumbass.
Fuck you, dumbass.
Yeah, that's why you got throw up all over you. Running away.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and try to get video footage of this.
Okay.
Please go get video footage.
You're taking the one that I just gave to 120.
Hey, what you feeling, Joe?
New at 5, a DuPage County judge refused to release 3 men who led police on a pursuit from the western suburbs into Chicago. Earlier this week, officers say they found several guns in the car, including a loaded Glock with a 50-round drum magazine and a defaced serial number. These 3 men are now facing several felonies, including being an armed habitual criminal. Prosecutors say Isaiah Dukes was wearing a $90,000 necklace believed to be stolen during an armed robbery of a jewelry store in New York. An Oak Brook police officer originally spotted the car wanted in that New York robbery, which is how the chase began.
Fast forward to September 2024. New York City. Same mistakes. This time, he leaves a fully automatic machine gun in the back seat of an Uber. Yes, an Uber. The police barely need to investigate. The driver reports the gun immediately. The NYPD, alongside federal agents, test the weapon. One trigger pull, and it fires endlessly. They arrest him again. More gun charges, more stolen property. This time, he's facing 20 years. For anyone else, that'll be the end of the road. But somehow, he gets released. And what does he do with his newfound freedom?
Two people. County. It's later. My BMW is not.
2 weeks. That's all it takes. 2 weeks after his release, Lil Zay Osama is back in the headlines. Los Angeles, a fake music video shoot. But this isn't a comeback, it's a setup. He and his crew lured 2 videographers to a smoke shop under the pretense of filming a video. When they show up, they're held at gunpoint, pistol whipped. One loses teeth, the other a head wound. The crew steals their cameras, their jewelry, and their dignity, then speeds off in 2 luxury cars, a yellow Lamborghini and a black BMW. It sounds like a movie, but the ending isn't scripted. A high-speed chase unfolds across California highways, helicopters overhead, squad cars on the ground. The Lamborghini is caught. Lil Zay Osama is arrested. Again. The BMW escapes, and Isaiah Dukes, he's left behind, sitting in a cell, facing more charges than most rappers have albums. Lil Zay Osama was supposed to be a voice for the streets, a beacon of survival. His music told stories that needed to be heard, raw, honest, painful stories. But now, he's a punchline. How many chances can one man waste? How many times can he fumble his future? How many arrests does it take before the world stops watching? The dumbest rapper alive isn't about a lack of talent. It's about a lack of sense, common sense. And the worst part, his story's still not over. Because knowing him, there's probably another headline waiting. The only question left is, how much dumber can it get? Alright y'all, there y'all have it. That's the story of Lil Zay Osama, aka the dumbest rapper alive. Hey man, get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about this one. You already know what it is. Drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video.